In this internship, I'm most grateful for the unique things I got to see. My rotation for a day would be something else, but the doctors would talk to me and ask me what I'm interested in, and based on that, they would plan their schedule to accommodate my interest, and that's what I was really grateful for.
I used to always think that only the doctor knows what is right for the patient, but it's really the patient has the right to choose which option they want and whether they want to go through anything at all. And I think that was the most important thing, that even if you give the advice, it's only if they listen and follow it that matters.
Previously, I would go to a doctor's appointment and I didn't really understand why I had to wait so long. And when I was at the internship, I realized that there are so many patients that need to be attended to.
In healthcare, it's very important to document everything. I had no idea that it takes 30 to 45 minutes just to chart everything. Every patient you see, you have to chart. And it's very important, because how do you know their background if you don't have a chart?
Working with a physical therapist in different areas like care partners in the Baptist home just strengthened my view on how I wanted to be a physical therapist and the many different aspects of where you can be a physical therapist.
I would not have any idea whether I wanted to go to the medical field or not, because I have had my doubts. I mean, who doesn't? But this just made it stronger, because it made me come in peace with things I never thought I'd be able to. So for that, I'm stronger, and I'm very, very sure that this is what I want to do.
I was most intrigued with Dr. Bernstein. She's a hospitalist. I love her. She's the one that actually told me, if you're going to go in nursing, go ahead and go through the nurse practitioner route. Actually, when I started this whole internship, I wanted to be a physician's assistant. But actually seeing the difference between a nurse practitioner and a physician's assistant, I loved the nurse practitioner better. So I'm glad she pointed it out to me, so now I know what I want to be.
I was inspired by all of the doctors here, but one of my favorite doctors was Dr. Rosenberg. His office wasn't like the traditional doctor's office with big lab equipment. His office was inside a house, and it was a really small office. And for his office, his practice in general, he almost never would charge the patients very little. He cared about making them healthy, and that was really unique to see.
It was really when I took AP Bio the previous year, it was really interesting to learn how genes and all these bacteria interacted with our bodies and made them either feel better or feel worse. And I thought that was really amazing to think about how such tiny organisms, such tiny processes are what affects us so massively.
I happened to see a patient that progressed so well that she got to go to the care partners, and I saw how fast she grew and how fast she got to return to her normal self.
The doctor that inspired me the most was Dr. Henderson. He's an OBGYN, and he inspired me the most because he taught me a lot about the system and charts that they do, and it wasn't just like he was focused on him being an OBGYN, he was focused on me wanting to be a physical therapist, and he showed me actually what I would be doing in physical therapy school, and he said that he would help me with networking and the people that he knew that were good physical therapists and even physical therapy professors, so he inspired me.
The doctor that inspired me the most was Dr. Amy Brady from the diabetes management team. She basically taught me one of the most important lessons I could ever learn. I was talking to her and I told her that I would have a problem with motivation. As a physical therapy, my biggest fear is being able to motivate a patient to do their physical therapy, to get them to go on and get the will to help themselves. And she told me just three simple words: empathy over sympathy. And for that, I've learned a lot. It shows me that it's okay to empathize, but it's okay to sympathize, but try to empathize. Try to put yourself in the position, and that's what I'll try to do.
I was most intrigued with one of the procedures that they did at LTAC. The patient came in and the patient was burned. So what they did was they took a bunch of maggots and they put maggots on him for maggot therapy, and that was kind of cool.
I was most surprised by how many different types of cases would go to the family center. It wasn't just like some sort of mental condition or just a checkup. It was such a variety that the doctors and specialists had to deal with. And it was really amazing to see how they worked them out with other people by talking to their colleagues instead of just figuring it out by themselves.
I was most intrigued with the doctors at the LTAC. Their work just amazed me. The speech therapists, that was really interesting because I got to see how patients that couldn't really talk or move or anything would continuously progress every single day, and then they could learn again how to talk.
Literally, I'm the only 18-year-old in my school besides Amy and Parth that can say, guys, I saw someone have a stent in a cath lab. I'm the only 18-year-old that can say that. How awesome is that?
I think it was when I got to hear a baby's heartbeat. That was my most surprising moment. I actually got to feel on the mother's stomach with the ultrasound. That was the most, I guess, exciting moment too, to learn that the baby's heartbeat is double the mother's heartbeat. That was something that was surprising.
When I went to the Family Health Center, I was with Dr. Pace. He was evaluating an infant, and I thought he was gonna rip their bones off because he had to move their bones to see if their hips were like going back in place, and I really thought he was gonna hurt the baby, so I freaked out and I didn't know what to do, and he was like, oh no, I'm just doing an exam. And it felt really weird, and it was so awesome because that experience just made me just want to even do pediatrics even more. I just love it, but yeah.
The 2 words of advice I would give to someone who is thinking about entering this program is to do it. Not only did this program help me make it clear to myself that I want to be a doctor, but it also showed me some unique experiences that I would have never gotten to witness without this program. Also, most of the time there's free food, which is kind of cool, and you get to not have a 4th period and just leave, and there's no traffic. It's kind of better.
I would just say take all the information in that you can, be punctual, be responsible, know that the doctors see you not just as a kid, but as a student, as someone that needs to be responsible and take advantage of what they tell you, and you can't not be on time. You got to be punctual. You have to do the responsible things. It's really going to mature you, so that's what I would tell them.
As a result of this internship, I am now more passionate about pursuing my dream in the medical field to become a doctor specializing in infectious diseases, because without this internship, I wouldn't have known exactly what a doctor did, what other people did, and it was really eye-opening for me.
Because of this experience, I know now that I really want to help as a medical interpreter. I saw a lot of Hispanic patients not being sure if they would get the right assistance at their appointment. But when they saw that there was an interpreter there, they felt really relieved. So I think that I can use my Spanish speaking to help other Latinos and help them just understand their health and just make them feel more comfortable and trusting of their doctors.
I've seen so many doctors, and each one literally went from something that was basically life-changing to something that was, just as simple. Like a doctor would go to a code blue to heal a dying patient, and then next we'll go check up an old man on how his heart is doing. That surprises me of how much patience and how much self-composure that they had, and I admire that a lot.
One word of advice I would give someone that wants to be in this internship is be proud of who you are. Don't be afraid to ask questions. This internship is for you to learn and have fun.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Well, give me all you got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time.